What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It's OU Texas week. We would ask that you do one thing. Check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. You see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Jason's holding the hat. You need to order that ASAP, like now, as soon as this video's over. Get off here, go to thefanstop.com, and order your upside-down Longhorn hat so you can have it by game day. OU Texas, Red River Rivalry, Red River Shootout. It's got a lot of names. I know one thing, it's always crazy. And you can throw all the stats, all the records, all the pregame whatever's out the window. When these teams clash, it's all kinds of chaos that can happen. And this Saturday, OU faces the #1 Texas Longhorn team. 40 years since they were ranked #1 going into this rivalry. Mac Brown was the offensive coordinator. And now the Sooners have a chance to take down the #1 team in the nation. And it would mark the third straight week that the #1 team has gone down, correct?
Correct.
I believe so, yeah. So a lot of things that can happen this week. But here's the deal. For that to happen, Sooner fans, what matters most going into this game? What matters most in this game? And I'm going to start, guys. I think that you go back to past games. And I know I'm not really a historian, but I do know that there's a stat that always stands out to the winner of this game, and it's rushing yards. And I'm going to really go with two things here, guys. What matters most for the Sooners to be able to win this game? They're going to have to win the rushing aspect of this game, rushing yard total, and they've got to start well. And I think starting well looks different for OU this year, guys. I think starting well looks like controlling the time of possession, having some kind of running attack, so that they can keep the defense off the field and make this game go 4 quarters. Because I don't think OU is a team this year that has shown that they can come back from a big deficit. So I think they definitely have to start well, and that means controlling the tempo and controlling the game. And for that to happen, I think OU is going to have some great ground attack. I think for that to happen, guys, I think Taylor Tatum's going to have to be in the lineup some. I think Hawkins is going to have to pull some out and be definitely keep them honest with his legs on the rushing attack, guys.
Yeah, something for me that matters most for Oklahoma is the ability for the offense to hit on explosive plays. Jeremy, you mentioned it, having the potential to get Taylor Tatum back, also having the potential to get Deion Burks back. We'll see what happens there if he's able to play or not. But Oklahoma, they've been lacking on explosive plays all year. Versus Auburn, Oklahoma, there's an argument that the J.J. Hester throw is the best play they've had on offense all season long. Just because of the time and the point in the game in which it came, it was an explosive play, a huge play, got some momentum back for Oklahoma. And then just like Oklahoma, they have so much speed at the wide receiver spot. You look at guys like Brennan Thompson, Zion Raggins, J.J. Hester, he's fast for his size. And then it's like those guys, for some reason, they're just not being able to hit on downfield shots. Now, I don't know if that's the offensive line not giving Hawkins enough time to throw the ball, or if that's maybe Hawkins not getting to the reads, or if guys just aren't open down the field. But Oklahoma, they are going to need to make some explosive plays in this game. They're going to need to be able to get Hawkins some confidence to throw the ball deep when it's there, give some of his guys chances to make plays down the game, because we've seen a couple of times in this game historically where Oklahoma QBs have given their wide receivers chances down the field to make plays, and it's turned out in a great way for Oklahoma. So I look for Oklahoma to find ways to create explosive plays and to really be able to score on offense and get the crowd juicing into the game.
Hey, I agree with a little bit of what both of y'all said. Jeremy, the starting well, I think it is huge. And also the fact that this is a game where if you hang around, I mean, you got to stay there, right there with them, because Texas has not been in a close game yet this year in the fourth quarter. OU's been in plenty to their own demise. I mean, they've had teams they shouldn't have been close to, but they have, and they've had to make plays down the stretch. So it's going to be very important. But when you ask me what matters most, everybody knows this game's a different animal. It just is. And Mike Hawkins playing in his first one as a true freshman, walking out of that tunnel, ask Quinn Ewers about turnovers. Okay. turnovers is going to make or break this game for either team, in my opinion. That's what matters most. You can play great moving the ball all you want, and if you turn the ball over, it basically nullifies that whole drive you just had. Last year, Texas turns it over twice early on, right off the bat, and helps OU get out to the lead. Don't forget, remember last year in that game in the third quarter, OU had the ball after the fumble that Quinn Ewers had. They had the ball multiple times to increase the lead, I think up to I can't remember the exact score, a pretty good margin where it was probably going to be over and they couldn't do it. But they had their chances. Turnovers in any game of football, no matter what level, turnovers are the difference in a lot of games. And you just can't have a wide turnover margin. And yeah, you may turn it over once at OU. You may. But can you get more from them? Can you get 2 to 3 from Texas if you turn it over once? Because I can promise you this: if a team turns it over 2 or 3 times and the other team doesn't, I would be absolutely shocked if that team didn't win the game. I just think it matters too much in these games like this. Too much in big games. You can't turn the ball over. Expect to win.
Yeah, and another area, I know none of us took this as our thing that matters most, but this game is notorious for big special teams plays. Yeah. And the Sooners have been okay. They've been really good in the punt game. Again, maybe because of their own demise, they've had to punt the ball a whole lot, got a lot of practice. And Luke Elzinga, let's just face it, has been a weapon for the Sooner team. And I do think this year flipping the field is something that plays into OU's hands, because if OU can make this a 4-quarter game, Jay, like you said, the Longhorns have not been in those close games. And let's just call it as it is. They're the number 1 team going into this game. There's a lot of pressure on them. Of course, OU's got pressure on them as well, because you don't want to lose 2 games early in the SEC. So that's something to keep your eye on as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say right now, y'all, this is what, Monday. Are you expecting a game in the 30s or 20s? Or
I think this game's going to be in the 20s.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game as well.
Yeah, something like what OU Auburn was, I think is kind of what I expect. The key, though, that's what we said matters most. Rushing yards, good start, explosive plays for the Sooners, and the turnover battle. Viewers, drop what matters most, in your opinion, in the comments section of this video. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel here at the Sooner Surge. Also, check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com and order your exclusive upside-down Longhorn hat. The only place you can get that hat right there is at the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. You'll get it by game day if you order it immediately. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Boomer.